Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be showcasing all of the coolest things I got at Blade Show West 2023. This was my first time at a Blade Show, and I had a great experience. It was awesome getting to meet people that I've watched for years in person for the first time. I got to be the first person in a Zack in the Wild challenge video. I got a bunch of free stuff, saw a lot of dope custom work, and of course, bought some great knives. I'll start off the video showcasing some of my favorite free things I got. After completing the challenge in Zack's video, I won what they called the middle prize, and I got a Worksharp field sharpener, a Worksharp t-shirt, as well as a Best Damn EDC hat. It was really cool to be part of that video and meet both Zack and Taylor in person. There were surprisingly a lot of free patches and Ranger eyes. Patches like these usually retail for at least $10 on Maker's stores, so I was surprised to see how many I could get for free. Not complaining, of course. Flightanium's booth was really cool. They had a lot of their new Balisongs available to test out, as well as the arcade, as well as a Pac-Man arcade cabinet, and whoever had the high score at the end of the show would be able to get a free Flightanium arcade knife, which was pretty cool. Riot, one of the best Chinese OEMs, featured a lot of their gravity knives. It was really cool getting to play with the gravity knife in person, as well as meet the designer behind it. Geyser had a lot of different prototypes available to try out. The Microtech and Marfion custom booth was really cool. It was great to try out some of the Ramlock models as well as the higher end OTFs. I was really looking forward to getting an amphibian in the G10 configuration, aka the cheapest configuration, but they didn't have any. They only had the higher end, I think, carbon fiber models, which are really nice, but they were out of my price range with my Blade Show budget. And I know this is a very small thing, but Tony Marfion's business cards are like really cool. They're made out of a solid piece of aluminum instead of like cardboard or paper. I just thought it was pretty neat, and it's probably one of the coolest business cards there. Ben Peterson's brand NAFS gave out free posters. This is actually the same poster they sell online. It's basically a giant guide to knives, which is really cool. One of my friends who went to the show with me actually bought one of the Blade Show West exclusive Space Kitty Landers, and it was also really cool meeting Ben in person at the NAFS booth. A Taiwanese company called Diafire actually gave out a free knife of theirs. It's called the Hermit Crab. As you can see, it is very small. Here it is up against my Leatherman. It's definitely keychain size, but it's surprisingly pretty functional and has a lot of great features found on knives that are a lot bigger than it. It has a pocket clip. It also has a thumb disc. I can't really one-hand open it, but if you had smaller hands, you probably could. And it actually locks and features a frame lock, which is pretty interesting. I've never heard of this company before, but the people at the booth were really cool, and even cooler for giving out a free knife. The WE Civivi and Sencut booth gave out a lot of cool free physical items. They gave out this paracord bracelet, and then they gave out this lanyard and a little bronze bead that you could attach to a knife. And probably the coolest free thing they had was this mini pocket tool. You can attach this to your keychain. You got flatheads as well as a little pry tool that you can pull nails out of, as well as a bottle opener and even some tiny wrenches. Obviously, it's not the most high quality multi-tool out there, but then again, it's free. Glow Rhino had a lot of nice free items. Got 2 patches from them, as well as this cool glow-in-the-dark zipper pull that I now added to my Urban Survival pouch. And this is a great segue into the things that I bought at the show. The first item is the Spark Fob, which is Glow Rhino's cheapest tritium fob. I've wanted a tritium fob for a while to use on my keys, so I was glad they were selling these at the show for a discounted price. Tritium is basically a material that glows for a long time, and you can see the glow in an actual dark environment. I'm not too sure if it can really pick up on the camera, but you can best see the glow in a pitch dark environment, and this is great to attach to things like your keys in the event that you accidentally drop them in the night. First up in the knives that I bought at the show is the new Ultem Civivi Elementum 2. These will eventually release in November, but you are able to buy a bunch of not yet released WE Civivi and Sencut knives at the show, and I actually bought the last of these black and Ultem button lock Elementums. I know Ultem isn't everyone's favorite material. I personally do like the look of it. Some people really hate the look of it, but I personally think just as an objective material, ignoring the looks, I think Ultem is pretty cool in how it's both lightweight and strong, and I'm really looking forward to seeing companies companies and makers utilize Ultem in ways that aren't just for aesthetics. I really like the color of Ultem with a black background as well as the contrast of a black blade, and of course on one of my favorite EDC models, the Elementum 2 with that button lock. Next up is the silliest thing I bought at the show by far, and that's the new Boker Kalashnikov Wiener Warrior edition from the Blade HQ booth. It actually features a blunt tip to make the blade look more like a wiener. Funnily enough, all of the Wiener Warriors, at least the ones at the show, were actually numbered, and I got number 2162. This is another funny Boker Kalashnikov collaboration with Blade HQ. Of course, it's not really meant to be taken seriously, especially with that blunt tip, but I mean, come on, how do you not smile when you see this knife? And it looks perfectly like a hot dog in a bun when it's closed. The entire Blade HQ booth was really cool. They had both the Desert Warrior and Wiener Warrior stuff, and they were also selling Swiss Army knives with the Wiener theme, which was pretty cool. Let me know if you're Team Wiener Warrior or Team Desert Warrior. And next up is a knife that I actually had my eye on for a while, and that is the Superlative Piranha. The Superlative brand is a three-way collaboration between knife designers Jared Oser, Enrique Pena, and Javi Garcia. All of the Superlative knives are manufactured in China by Riot, and they are some real high-quality stuff for prices that are a lot lower than their custom work. The Piranha utilizes a rare earth magnet in the end of the handles and a swivel mechanism in the pivot, and basically this is how the knife opens and closes as well as locks. So here's the closed form. If you want to slide the handle and the blade up, and then boom, the knife is open. Doesn't feature a pocket clip. You get M4 blade steel, titanium handles with Ultem scales. As far as I can tell, I don't think this Ultem version has had a wide release yet. And I asked Javi Garcia at the booth if there was a way to one-hand open the knife, and he said that technically this is a two-hand operable knife, but of course there are ways to one-hand open the knife, and my best way that I found is to basically push the handle and blade forward, swing it out, and then swap grip like that, and then boom, you can one hand open it. And then if you want to close it with one hand, you slide it back and then close the knife like that. But of course, that could get a little dangerous, and it's a lot simpler just to use two hands. It's definitely an interesting mechanism for a pocket knife. And next up is the Squid Industries Tsunami Trainer. I was really stoked to finally be able to get one of these, as Squid has yet to release these online. I bought the stonewashed version. It flips like a dream, and I love the grip you get on the handles. It also comes with a cool certificate of authenticity made out of aluminum, just like the Live Blade models. I also got to try out cool prototypes at their booth, as well as the giant Megalodon balisong. And to round off the video, we have the ProTac Mordax Blade Show West 2023 edition. There were only 100 of these made. I got number 40 out of 100, and this is a beautiful knife. I love ProTac, and I've had my eye on the Mordax for a while. The Mordax is a very popular model, it being a manual ProTac knife, so I could never really get one online. This special version features a cool honeycomb texture on the handle, as well as a white mother of pearl button in the button mechanism. These are some real quality details that are low-key, which I can appreciate. It's a knife that has beautiful details, but is also meant to be carried and used. I was really stoked to get a special Blade Show version of a ProTac knife. And those were the coolest things I got at Blade Show West 2023. I highly recommend going to a Blade Show if you have the time. It was a great experience, and I hope I'm able to go to another one in the future. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. If you really love the video, please consider leaving a super thanks in the tip jar below. And thanks for watching.